What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another day of the peaking process heading into show number 1 of the year. This morning, weighed in at 79.3 kilos, which is half kilo up from the lowest that we've been, but without giving you too much information, sod it, let's give you all the info. I've not been to the toilet for a bit, probably since Saturday. Today's Monday. Great times. With that in mind, I've changed a few food sources. So, oats are in, yeah. Wild. Like, my mouth is watering looking at this. Whenever I've put oats in the past, it has always helped regulate bowel movements. So oats are going in now. They will hopefully stay in for the rest of prep. I friggin' love oats. Friggin' love them. If you are on prep and you're not having oats, I highly recommend it, because basically I've got 100 grams of oats in here, which is like 65 carb, and then I've got an extra 300 ml of fluid, 60 grams of whey, and then 100 grams of fruit. So that's over half kilo of mass to consume. That's very, very voluptuous, sensational. As soon as we started off with food, we will make today's video a full day of eating, and you will love it. I'll keep it real, I'll keep it raw. I'll not gatekeep anything, any secrets. You can have them all. Just to give you a little bit more of an idea of what I'm doing right now. I'm just watching my Worlds video from a few years ago. Not because I am obsessed with myself, but because that is the standard that I've set going into any show ever, right? That is me at my absolute best ever. So I need to try and match that. I need to try and beat it. And the only way that I can do that is by keeping one eye on that, but then also completely zoned in on the process that I'm currently doing right now. I'm also debating what colour board shorts to wear on Sunday. Very, very up in the air with that one. Super keen, super excited. I'm going to get meal 1 in, and then we'll touch base in a bit and go over what the plan is for this week. Okay then gang, right, we are out on a walk. Steps are now at a lovely baseline of 10,000 steps a day, and my legs are so unbelievably grateful for it. There's a few changes this week, obviously with it being a peak week, changes around a little bit. So today would normally be pull. Instead, we've got legs. And because it's not going to be like a crazy, intense leg day, I'm probably going to stick a little bit of arms and abs in there as well. Just give them a little bit of stimulus, a little bit of a tickle for my enjoyment and my happiness and whatnot. Today we've also got a trip to the physio. For those that don't know, I've had a bit of a massive shoulder niggle for the last 5 months, 6 months now, where we need to keep on top of it. So I've been getting a massage at least once a week, and then physio as frequently as possible, which probably worked out to be once every month. The reason why massage is every week is because it's considerably cheaper than what the physio is. And we're all about cost effectiveness over here. Looking forward to that. Get my back cracked, have a little poke around in my shoulder, because it's fine. It's fine. There's people that train without arms and legs. My shoulder is fine. So obviously, split this week is going to be legs, pull, push, rest, upper pump session, Saturday rest, compete Sunday. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive as well when it's this sunny. God damn, it's just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Vibes are good. Vibes are high. Today's probably going to be the last day of low food. Low food being 200 carb, 250 protein, 30 to 35 fat. We'll start somewhat of a load from tomorrow. The most important thing when it comes to peaking is getting fresh, and then you fill up from there. If you don't get fresh, you just fill up, and that's when you spill, and it's just not a good time. So freshening up is the priority. And do you know what? That is the priority for my clients as well, because not many people are in the fortunate position that I'm in, where I'm able to just kind of dictate my entire life around bodybuilding, and then I work around that. A few people, shout out to Val, who just do shitloads of steps all the time, and they haven't got a choice because it's part of the job. And then that makes the challenge of freshening up an even bigger challenge, and that's when you've got to look at things like trying to pull sickies from work, potentially having a few days off on the run up to shows, and but yeah, they're all minor things, when loads of minor things kind of like compound together. I'm gonna box off another 3,000 steps, then it'll be meal 2, trip to the physio, then legs. Yeah, buddy. Okay then, team. Right, after an incredibly productive morning of check-ins, just a great morning to be honest. I'm not going to say anything else. We have meal 2. which is 200 grams of chicken, 75 grams of ham, tablespoon of kimchi, and 220 grams of Spider-Man's favourite basmati rice. And if you get that joke, then you've obviously listened to my full days of eating before. I'm gonna get this in. I'm gonna get all my pre-workout, intra-workout, all that shiznick together, and then we are gonna head to the physios. My physio, I'm not even blowing smoke up his arse, is unbelievable. And I actually get excited to go and see him. How weird's that? But yeah, he's a guy called Johnny Cassidy. He's based in Sheffield. And if you are in the Sheffield area, or even like, I would even make an argument that if you lived in like Manchester or Leeds or Nottingham, I would make an argument that he's worth the journey. For example, I recommended him to a good friend, two-time Mr. Olympia, Ryan Terry. And Ryan was like, oh yeah, he sounds good, I'm gonna go. And he went, and Johnny kind of fixed him. I hate recording videos just before I'm eating because I look at the food and I'm like, I just want to eat it. So good. Right, see you in a bit. Right then, just been to see Johnny. Very good session, very good. Did a lot of work on the old shoulder, the upper pec, and then also my other side as well. Because obviously, you know, if you injure one side, then the other side just gets the same injury, and it's just wonderful. Yeah, we've kind of like provisionally lined up sessions every single peak week the entirety of the season. Not sure if it's going to make too much of a difference, because like a lot of what the physio does versus the massage is all like releasing muscles, so like a lot of acupressure and all that kind of stuff, whereas like when I go for my massage, it helps get rid of a lot of inflammation. Like I always end up with a big weight drop the day after, which I've got that on Thursday. Need to remember that. I've got that on Thursday. I've just got to Ultraflex, right? And then one of the guys that I'm actually competing against has just walked out, a lad called Arthur. It's called Arthur Gaines on Instagram. Very, very, very good competitor. He's a young guy. He won his pro card when I won the world. So I've competed against him before. It's just made me more excited for this weekend. So we're going to get a session in tomorrow. I'll obviously be recording it for YouTube. We'll have a little bit of a chat about, you know, how Arthur's kind of found his prep. And Arthur's like a really young guy as well. I think he's only like 23, 24 years old. So he's had quite a lot of success in a very short period of time when it comes to bodybuilding, social media, all that kind of stuff. So we'll be having a chat with him, training with him, learning from him, teach him some lessons, show him how the pros do it. Oh mate, come on, just so excited. Big week, really, really, really big week. But we're gonna go inside. We've got legs, arms and abs. Can we call that limb day? I guess it's like limb and torso. Let's put that into Tom's, Lorso, Liars, limbs and fucking abs. Let's get into it. Hi there everyone. Just whilst we're warming up on some calves, let's talk about micro-loading. My new favourite topic of conversation to have with all of my fans on Instagram and TikTok. You may have seen that recently a video of me talking about how pointless micro-loading is has gone somewhat, I don't want to say the word viral. It's not gone viral. It's just hit the right demographic that I wanted to hit. And this isn't by accident. You see, when we're making fitness content about anything, we always try to separate Group A and Group B. One of the groups we try to light on fire, and then the other group we try to mildly entertain. The group that we're trying to mildly entertain are the group that we want interested in our content, and they are the group that I would want to work with more than likely on a coaching basis. Now, Group A, let's call them the petrol tank. We want to ignite their opinions. We want to get them seriously offended and attacked without actually doing much. Because what they then do is they help me reach Group B, which is ideal. I offended quite a lot of people, and that's fine. I'm fine with the people that I offended, because not a single person that I offended were either A, bigger than me, or B, more intelligent than me. Every single person that I offended was either slightly dumb or small. And that kind of backs up my argument of why I think it's pointless. If you completely focus on load as a way of progressing, right, you will find that you miss out on so many more opportunities to progress. So, you know, it could be execution, it could be time under tension, it could be just general inset composure. you end up not focusing on these because you're so focused on the fact that you have increased load, and you think that load is going to be the only variable that slaps muscle on your frame. That, my friends, is not the case. Next time you consider micro loading a movement, either one, ask yourself, could I just go a little bit heavier and, you know, actually create some new type of stimulus, or could I create hypertrophy or new stimulus doing something else? The answer to both is yes. You do not need to micro load. Thank you very much. I can actually see somebody talking about me just pointed at me, thinking that I'm not going to look up and see that he's just pointed at me because I spoke about micro loading. I'm not even joking. Welcome to Ultra Flex. Dear right then sisters, today's session is going to be calf raise, leg extension, hamstring curl, leg press, and then arms. Arms, not got anything kind of specific planned for arms, but it's going to be like a 70% effort kind of vibe. So yeah, it's pretty much a deload week. Basically want to recruit as many fibers as possible without causing too much damage. We don't want inflammation, right? Inflammation, it's all about fatigue management at this point, you know? The fatigue fairies, they are gonna come for me. Really weird, right? I was talking to, funnily enough, my father-in-law about this, but at this point in like the peaking process, it's like, I am fresh. I feel pretty bloody good, especially after Johnny Cassidy just cracked me all over the place. Feeling pretty good, and when you're feeling fresh, that's generally when like appetite starts to creep up. So like at the minute, I'd say my appetite is firing more than it has done for the last, God, maybe since the last prep, I'll be honest with you. But it's not the right time to start the carb load. It's like I've got to delay that. So yesterday and today, arguably the two hardest points of prep, not in terms of output, but in terms of managing or controlling my discipline or maintaining my discipline. Not kind of going, oh yeah, I'm hungry, the fire's lit, I must be ready for some carbs. No, the carbs will come. You've just got to fucking not cave right now. That's pretty much it. So yeah, feeling good.
I told you. You are God design, 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 God design.
I hate training legs at the best of time. Never mind a fucking boring deload session. I'm gonna say it's pointless, but it's not. It completely serves a point. Just gotta do it. Just gotta do it, guys.
This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team.
And that is another set at 2 reps in reserve. How fun. In case you didn't know, these sleeves are truly the best in the game. Truly. Do you know, on this machine, when you get a little bit leaner, the range of motion goes mad. Like, you can hit the bottom pretty much every rep. But just so that you're aware, that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to maintain all the connection in the quads and not bounce off the bottom of the rack. But it is quite entertaining to see that when you do get leaner, range of motion gets bigger because I've got less body fat in the way. Yeah, buddy. Hashtag shredded breath. So last time I did this, I did 3.5 plates a side for 2 sets of 10. What I reckon we do is we go for 3 plates a side, so then that will be 80% effort. So we're getting the reduction in effort, the reduction in intensity from less load. Yeah, sound. So same reps, slightly less load.
I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, champion. The game is in trouble. I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle. I got it for real. Still keep me going. I wake up and hustle. You won't see me buckle. I've been in the field. Man of the town. You been in your fields. I'm adjusting this crown.
Yeah, bang on that. I could have forced out like another 2. That is not the aim of today. In a week's time, that will be the aim. Full send. Oh dear, right then gang. So we are now going to go on to arms. I've took my jumper off, and the mic doesn't clip very well onto this t-shirt, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it. Single arm, tricep extension, supersetted with some like squeezy bicep curls to establish a really good connection, and then we're going to go 2 to 3 sets of behind body curls, tricep kickbacks, and then we'll do like a hammer curl and rope extension superset. So nothing crazy. I have got arms tomorrow, I have got arms on Wednesday, like literally just getting a pump, seeing what the sitch is with a decent pump. It's basically just data collection. Whenever I'm peaking someone, I'll always get them to send photos of themselves fasted in the morning and then with a pump as well. The thing that we're assessing is the difference between the two. I'll know roughly what their morning look needs to look like to get their best pump pre-stage. Some people might disagree with me, but I don't believe you get anywhere near as good a pump pre-stage as what you do in the gym. Obviously in the gym you've got so much better equipment that you can just get a better pump from being like 80% there, whereas on show day you're 100% there, but then the equipment that you've got access to, unless you're at the Olympia or a really well organized show, you're not going to quite have that quality to use. For the majority it's going to be bands and a few dumbbells. Again, these are all little things that we've got to take into account and be aware of. I'm keen to get started, keen to get finished, and keen to get meal 3 in me, which will be a protein shake.
We shutting everything down. I'm being hot like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents. This mine, the moment is run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some. The skill is by one. Y'all done the game.
Yeah, so that's that like fresh look that we're looking for. You know, I don't look like a watery mess. I don't look blasting full. I just look like smooth. I really like this top as well. Good work, Gymshark. It's not like an Onyx top. It reminds me of like the old Nike dry fit t-shirts, like seamless. Yeah, very nice. Happy with it.
Referee screen recipes, so think twice if you're next to me. It's West. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion. It's our repetition, I'm stacking these trophies. I'm good with addition, I spit like a pastor, I give you the vision. Up early morning, enough of the sleeping. My life is a dream, but you wishing you lived it. Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific. That's deep if you get it. So therapeutic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these tickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while. Got a ring and a crown, that's the bling with the blow. What the team is about, champions. You can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee screen, rest in peace, and think twice if you never see me, just no doubt. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right.
Okay then, brothers and sisters. Post-session thoughts and feels. I am flat. I'm also fresh. Curling them dumbbells, hitting them triceps, them leg extensions. I'm just feeling fresh. I'm feeling fresh. If I weren't competing, I would very happily continue to dig at this point. Actually, if I wasn't competing, I would probably run a high day tomorrow, and then after that, then dig. And then I'll probably knock off quite a lot of weight really easily. Obviously not going to do that because I'm competing in 6 days. Yippee. So instead, we will tomorrow start the load. Today the food has been I think it'll finish on 250 protein, 225 carb, 35 fat. I will probably go an extra 75 carb in the AM pre-workout to 300 carbs. Then it'll be Wednesday. Obviously this is all depending on the look. Wednesday will be closer to 400. Thursday, Friday will be the higher days of the carb load, which may be around the 500 to 600 gram of carb mark. I'll probably decide Saturday's food based off of the pump on Friday, because I'm going to be doing my pump session at the same time that I'm going to be going on stage on the Sunday. Today's session was just one of them. It's a tick box thing. Get it over and done with. Move on. Go back, eat food, continue. That's what we're going to do. Got loads of work to do. As per usual, let's get back to home, the base. All right then, gang, we are back home, and we've had a delivery from my King's Pitstop Nutrition. Bosh. Oh baby. Oh my days. Pitstop. What are you doing to me? Oh, we have got, just to kick it off, we've got a sample of Ghost cereal milk. Sensational. Anything Ghost flavoured is top tier. Like, I would say Ghost flavours are the best. Second to that, we've got these bad boys. Perform. Raspberry white chocolate. Get it literally all the time. Look, here's one I made earlier. This is actually fuller than what I thought it was. But hey ho, we rock and roll with it. Now got probably about 3 kilos of it. Right, the interesting ones. Very, very basic, but we've got some pump product for the weekend. I've got 8 people competing. Pump product is an essential for that. Also, electrolytes. Said it before, I'll say it again. HR Labs water is the absolute best. So we've got 2 tubs of that ready for the weekend if any of the team need it. We've also got a Ghost hydration sachet. Try that out at some point. And then a tub of creatine. I don't need anything else. You'll notice there's no Peak Max, there's no dandelion root, there's no vitamin C. Basically, there's no natural diuretics because I'm a firm believer that you do not need them to dry out for a show. Some coaches put it in because their clients aren't quite lean enough and they think, oh right, if I just flatten them out, take all the water out of their system, then they'll look leaner. For 95% of people, they look worse. For me, whenever I've took it, I've just ended up flat and never really got a good pump when I've been on stage, so I'll not be doing that again. I haven't done that either for a client for a very long time, and if you watch previous videos or just check out the coaching page, none of them have took Peak Max ever. Pump, electrolytes, creatine. What more could you want? Gonna make a protein shake, which is meal 3, which is pretty sad. And then we'll catch up after I've done somewhere. Wow, we're back. I'm not gonna lie, I have just had my final meal of the day. Hence this sudden burst of energy that I've got. The time is currently 8:20. I'm gonna show you what I've had because I've got some more in the fridge. These bad boys, the goated 3% burgers from M&S. The only time that I've not had these recently is when we were in London for Gymshark. So I've had these a lot. These are £2.25 per burger, and it's the best £2.25 per burger that I've ever spent in my life. They make every single day worthwhile because I get to the end of the day, stick these bad boys in the air fryer for 15 minutes and then chow down on a burger every day of prep. What a time to be alive. Honestly, sensational. But that does conclude our full day of eating. The macros are as follows. We are finishing off 250 protein, 214 carbohydrates, and 30 fat. Tomorrow, this food is going up and you're gonna see how it's going up. I'll tell you how it's gonna go up. But also tomorrow, training with Arthur Gaines, which is a lad that I'm competing against on Sunday. He's coached by Kuba. Arthur, I'm sorry if you're watching this, I really am. He's either from Canada or he's from France because he speaks French, and on his Instagram, fairly confident he's got a Canada and a French flag. I don't know if that means that he's Canadian and he speaks French, or if he's French and he lives in Canada. I don't know. I can't answer that kind of question right now. But yeah, that is that. Anything else that I want to say? I don't think that there is. It's been a good day. It's been a good day. That session, I've just had a look back at the videos of me posing. You won't know this until you're like truly flat. I said this a few videos ago. When you are flat, you can't pose right because you can't establish a really good mind muscle connection with any part of your body to be able to pose it properly. And that's literally how I felt trying to hit a back shot or trying to hit my chest. It was like I felt like Ian Beale. Like there's nothing left, fam. It was just emptiness. From tomorrow, that is going to change. But yeah, speaking of tomorrow, we'll see you there. Hope that you're enjoying these daily vlogs because I'm loving it. I don't know why I've not done this sooner. I mean, I do know why, because it's been quite a boring process up to now. I think you would have all blocked me or reported my YouTube. But anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Stay blessed, like and subscribe. Come on.